How has technology impacted how Bennett operates, from logistics to safety to culture? Technology. It has changed how we do business today, right?
It has, and it's changing. I mean, it's evolving so fast right now. We're an owner-operator company. We have some of our own trucks, especially in our specialized divisions, and because we've gotten into, we've been a heavy haul carrier for years. There again, that was we had an opportunity whenever we were moving combines and things. We've always been heavy into the ag business, and so we've had a heavy haul division, but we've really got into very heavy now, heavy, high, and wide. And that's David Lynn's, that's one of his babies over there. But it has changed. Very quick story. The other day, we took some interns to lunch. We love interns at Bennett, and we always have interns in the summertime. And we had 3 that had been working in IT, and so they are all getting ready to go back to school. And we asked them. We said, "What do you think that your IT or how the trucking industry with IT is going to change over the next 5 years?" And, everybody's like, it's going to be AI. It's going to be AI. Well, it's going to be AI, but not to the extent that I think everybody thinks it's going to be. I think that's going to have a lot to do with it, but we just have to find better ways, be more productive in how we do things. And I think that's how it's going to change.
Well, go ahead.
And I was going to say, David, I'm curious what your take is on technology and the evolution in this industry.
Well, I mean, we still have technology, from, I don't even know how old, the AS400, there's still pieces of that we still have in it. So, I was told just the other day of how the transportation, and I think that includes all logistics and everything, is behind the curve from technology that, say, like banks and people, like that use, insurance companies, people like that. So transportation technology is trying to catch up with all that. And AI will be a big piece of it, but there's so many people out there that, especially I'll say legacy companies, that still have these legacy systems that have a lot of junk data in them that you got to get squared away before AI can even take over. If you got your data clean, then AI can do a lot of work. And that's where we're at right now today, is working on all of that, is to get that junk data cleaned up and kind of get it prepared for the next evolution in technology. And I might be, arguably getting to be an old dog. Don't argue. But I can see it, what it can do for us. I've had small tidbits of taste of what AI can do. And man, I mean, we can speed it up. And I don't think AI is going to eliminate people as much as some people like to tout it being. I think it will allow our people to do more, quicker, easier, maybe even more efficient. So, I know Bennett's strategic planning, includes it, and and we're working towards it because we have to stay on the cutting edge, with our competition and supplying the best product we can for our drivers. Because, I mean, we are in an industry, an owner-operator industry, was born and has, for whatever multiples of reasons, stays behind the 8 ball. I mean, they're just, it's just hard to get out in front. And I know that's been what we've strived to do for basically our whole careers, is get them guys out from behind the eight ball. So that's what's really stimulated the technology we have today, which is really, really good, but it's going to get better.
And we have a good team that helps us with that technology.
Right. We have an excellent team and, our own proprietary systems and everything. So how do you get the freight in there? The offerings quicker, get them to the truck faster, be able for that truck driver to accept them quicker, be able to, basically, monitor his own success, easier, and eliminating deadhead. I mean, it's just the whole evolution of, how you move freight on a daily basis.
Today they can go into their iPads, right, or telephones or whatever. What do you got? Smartphones.
Oh yeah,
yeah, and they can look for the load right then. Where back when I was an agent, they either called the home office or they called an agent to figure out where the load is at. And now they can just look at our technology, but that's because of competition. We're in competition with the other carriers and other people in this industry to raise the bar.
We are, Lee, and, when I say and think about AI, our industry is still a people industry. Oh. It's about relationships. It's about talking to your drivers, taking care of them, talking to your customers. And one thing that technology has done, is safety. All the various ways that we can make sure that safety stays priority one at Bennett. All the things that we have in the trucks now, all the cameras and everything to try to help make sure that we're staying as safe as we possibly can.
And you encourage our drivers. You help our drivers get that equipment that they need.
Right.
And a lot of drivers have said, thank goodness for the cameras, right? It saved a lot of drivers' careers
right.
by have that camera. And I was just going to mention the other thing that's we've had to change to is the government has had us do things that we've had to adapt to and be prepared for technology-wise, right? So we have to pay attention to that, what they have brought in that we have to abide by, right? So I know, David, you've had to deal with a lot of that when you're dealing with all of your companies or what the government's bringing to us. And we've got to have the technology to deal with that.
Oh, yeah. You have to do your best to stay on top of it. But there is still a lot of challenges that technologies can definitely help us with that we've got to stay on top of. One of the biggest ones, comes to my mind is permitting. Mm-hmm. We move so many over-dimensional loads. I mean, I don't know how we would compare to other specialized carriers out there, and there's some really good ones. And we all have the same challenges. And, and it's pretty cool, like with the SCRA, where we can come together and work on issues like this and talk about, how technology can help us streamline uniformity and things for, the states, trying to bring the states together, working with us, and we've come a long way. So, it hits everywhere. It's on every piece of an organization, from maintenance, to dispatch, to everything, right? So,
and I think one of the things, because we do so many different things, where it's all trucking, but we cover so many facets of the industry that and each one's different. They're the same, but they're all different, and so that keeps us thinking about how we can pull all of that together and so that we're very productive with all of it.
Here's another thing too that we didn't really foresee. I know, like a lot of things, we didn't foresee it. It just kind of come up, right? It come in front of us. But with Bridge Haul.
Oh yeah.
All right. The Bridge Haul is one of our companies, and it's a technology company that we bought for the technology to, because it was a newer, fresher technology that they use. And don't ask me what it does because I don't know. I just know it's cool. And it works fast and it looks good and all that good stuff. But yeah, the fuel, we'd never be able to manage the millions of gallons of fuel that we buy, and we manage that now. All of our drivers out there take advantage of, some of the best discounts in the industry. I mean, we're saving millions of dollars. And now with Bridge Haul, we're able to, bring that out to our partner carriers and our friends and make them offerings, to not just to help them save money, but it also helps us build them gallons and get the discounts, even better and solidify us as being one of the largest fuel consumers in the United States. So, and then factoring, I never would have thought we'd be handling that much money. This really not us. It's just factoring freight. So and if it wasn't for that little computer, we could never do all that.
Couldn't do it at all.
We couldn't do our 3PL, 4PL type operations. I mean, audit and pays. I mean, just the whole 9 yards. So, yeah. I know that was a simple question. Yeah.
That's a great answer. So I know, all this talk of technology, the evolution of technology in general, and Bennett's role in that from over the last 50 years. But so with that, what's been the key as y'all have grown this company and the evolution of technology? I know you touched on it a little bit, but what's been the key to growing this company and scaling it without losing that family culture? Because I know that's so important to you.
It is. That's one of the most important things to us, Caitlin. We're a family company. We are, there again, we're a faith-based family company, and our culture and our people are absolutely one of the most important things to us. It's the people, the reason that we stay in this industry and stay in this business. I know everybody wants to know when I'm going to retire. And David Lynn over there wants to know when I'm going to retire so he can retire. And
how's that working out for us?
And not very well. Not very well. Yeah. But anyway, I think that the people are the most important thing, Caitlin, but it's hard to keep a culture in today's environment. I think it just has to do with the fact that for one thing, you're our culture ambassador. So having a member of the family, I think, shows people that this is serious, that how important it is to
She helps us keep it intact.
She helps us keep it intact. The things that we do, it's not always easy to get your culture out into the field because we have a lot of field offices. But you do a good job of that.
Well, I think you both have taught all of Gen 3 the importance of family culture and always keeping that first in this company, that is part of what's got Bennett here. But then, like you said too, it's hiring good people. It's hiring. That's what y'all have done, is from drivers to agents to the employees. Everyone feels like family when they come work at Bennett, and we hear that from a lot of people, not just those of us in the room.
Yeah.
And you guys have helped build that foundation.
Yeah.
For our audience that doesn't know, we're in our third generation at Bennett. We're probably one of the few privately held, I know female-owned and family-owned transportation companies that's out there that's certainly moved into their third generation. And so we're working hard to bring you guys along so that we can maybe not retire, but not have to work every day.
Well, Marcy, you've had a great passion about this podcast. So why the podcast now? And what do you see your listeners taking away from this podcast?
Lee, I've thought a lot about this podcast, and I'm so appreciative of you guys and Jason and the IT team working with us to help put this together. I want it to be a place where people can tune in and hear about what's going on in our industry from folks who live it every day. And I want it to be positive. Trucking's tough. It's a tough business, but I want it to be positive, and I want it to be a place, as I keep saying, we're faith-based. So I want it to be a place that people can come to and know that the folks they're listening to know that their blessings come from God, and we're here because of that. So I think that it will evolve. This is our first one. So I think it will evolve, and hopefully it'll be a place people can come and hear great information. Like, for example, one of the things that Bennett does that I'm really proud of is we have a group called Women in the Driver's Seat, and we want to be known as the place that women want to come and work for, that this is a place that they feel safe and secure. And we have a wonderful team of women that are working on that, and a bunch of wonderful drivers and women drivers. They just went to Washington last week. We're very involved in doing calls on Washington, and I want people to be able to hear what we're working on with parking and safety and truck stops, and want them to hear from our drivers what's going on and what they're faced with out there on the road, and what we can do to make this industry better. Sometimes it gets a bad rap, and I don't like that, because so many great people in this industry.
I was going to say, we have great drivers and great agents and great staff members, and it's a great opportunity. Dave, what do you see? You were part of the behind the scenes with your mom and starting this podcast. What's your view about it?
I think it's going to be pretty cool. I look forward to, we get this first one under our belt, and we get in we get our podcast room built out, right? Jason showed me the picture of the table and everything today, and we got some pretty cool stuff we're working on, so make it comfortable for somebody coming in, right? We're in the environment, right? And not that this is not very nice, Mom. This is beautiful in here. I was thinking our first one would be from an undisclosed bunker somewhere, and
in Locust Grove.
Yeah, in Locust Grove.
Next time.
Next time.
Yeah.
The opportunities, the people that we know, our friends in this industry, are some of the best there is, the titans of the industry, and I think that, as we bring people on and do our interviews and talk to them about, what they're doing, their challenges, what they see is going to be just unbelievable, right? And I really look forward to, I hope we can get out in the field some and, and get out there where the real work is, right? And the blood, sweat, and tears, and we can get all that going. It's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah, we're involved in so many different things, and we have so many places we can touch that we're really hopeful that we're going to have some great people to interview. Look what we do with NASCAR. Look what we do with truck shows, and there's just a lot of things. So
I was going to ask that question, but you already answered it, which is great. So we are planning on having some great guests because of our faith and our families and all of that. So we're going to have some, Caitlin we're already working out along with Jason behind the scenes, man. We couldn't get all this done without Jason and this great team, Tim and Michael, and behind the scenes. But some of the guests we're going to have is we're already pretty excited about.
We could be doing a podcast for the next 5 years and still not touch all the topics or guests that we would like to cover. There's just so many. So we got to really think about it.
We're going to do a quick industry check. So I want you to answer these quickly. So here they are. You ready? So autonomous trucks, threat or opportunity?
I don't necessarily see it as a threat. I don't want to be on the road with one, But I don't see it as a threat to Bennett because of the type of commodities that we haul.
Okay, David? Threat or opportunity?
I've never really seen one back up. I've seen them go forward. It's kind of like a train. It's hard to, I guess they can back into a door or pull under a crane. I don't know. I just haven't witnessed that. So,
there's not much talk about that in our company.
No.
I mean,
Much talk.
hauling freight, maybe it's there. And I mean, it ain't maybe, it is there. I mean, they're people working really hard. But it's going to be short-lived if, things like we just read this morning where there's a $250 million verdict against an autonomous truck company for an accident.
Yeah.
I mean, if them kind of things happen, then they're subject or even more so subject to, the atrocities against us in our industry at the insurance or the courts. If there's no tort reform, they're going to be even worse shape than we are. At least we've got, we've got good professional drivers that can, maneuver the obstacles that they run into, like, I don't know, 1,000 times a day. I mean, so I don't know. I mean, but like I led with, I just haven't seen one back into a dock or pull under a crane yet. So we'll see how that evolves.
So I guess for us, it's jury's still out. For us, we're going to watch and see what happens. Diesel versus electric.
Well, I mean, I think in some instance, electric may be great if you're just running around town. If you don't have very far, if you're not traveling very far. But there again, the type of thing that we do. I don't think you could pull a big load with the electric truck. Now, David over there is the truck guy, and he may have a different opinion.
Not really. I mean, it's, technology evolves. I mean, again, who knows where we're at 5 years from now, right? I mean, they might come up with a design electric motors, and I mean, they have the torque, and they have a lot of things I wish we had, in a diesel powered, but what we have in diesel is, more well-rounded for the long haul.
So what's the biggest regulatory headache right now?
Well, probably the biggest, I won't say regulatory, probably the biggest thing that we're all dealing with is, David said a while ago, we need tort reform in these states to stop a lot of these claims that we're getting that have no basis. But we have to go and fight them because a lot of plaintiffs' attorneys out there know that it's easier for trucking companies in a lot of instances to settle, even though they're maybe not really guilty. So we need tort reform. Mm-hmm. That's probably the thing that our industry needs as much as anything right now.
Yeah. You agree, David?
And parking. We need parking. Truck parking.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing I can think of, because that's what drives our cost up the most. Right. And if we didn't have that extra cost on top of us, there would be more there to share with, hopefully we share it with our drivers, right? But it's driving rates up, and that money's just going into insurance companies' pockets. Now they have their challenges too, right? So, between the plaintiffs' attorneys and the doctors and everybody that's in the till, but just the regular regulations. I'm all for clean air, and I think we've came a long ways, but they need to get if they're going to make a regulation or put a regulation in place, they need to have the technology in place and the means to be able to, enact a law where it's affordable and it really works before, they just think about the enforcement side of it. And, it just leaves us, with having to deal with it. One is, truck emissions and all that. I mean, it's cost our industry billions and billions of dollars for, a bunch of junk. And,
that's regulatory because of us having to go all the way to the West Coast.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
that's helped our cause center.
no, it's crazy. And the other one I think would help probably as much as anything. I don't want to get into details of it, but it's just hours of service. They changed that, based on a bunch of false information, as far as I'm concerned, of the safety side of changing hours of service. And I mean, even though we all had to react and we have to deal with it, I think going back to something as simple as split sleeper berths and things like that helps the guys on the road manage their life a lot better. And I think it's a lot safer, to make sure guys get rest when they want rest, not when some bureaucrat tells them, you have to sleep for 8 hours and it's crazy. So that works in some cases. Majority of the cases it does not. So it's two of the biggest things, right?
Those two are good. Well, you kind of touched on the next question was going to be, what's a myth about the trucking industry that you like to bust? You just talked about hours of service, and how that really wasn't what it was, the government was regulating it to be, or how that benefit us as an industry. Is there anything else that y'all like to share?
Well, I think one of the myths that I would like to bust, and hopefully we're going to maybe be able to do some of that with this podcast going forward, is just about our industry, about our drivers out there. They are really highway heroes, and they're some of the best people you would ever want to be with. And I would like to bust that myth about, that maybe drivers are not the way that they should be seen.
Yeah, that's good.
I don't know. There's, I always hate to say, let's put pride back in trucking, because I think there's a lot of guys that have a lot of pride in what they do, right? It's not that. But there's a lot out there that did not. I mean, you got to talk to the guys driving down the road to know who it is, when they're passing them. There's some crazy truck drivers out there. And I think that we need to do more to get them off the road and and get more training. I don't know what it is, but there's some things going on right now I probably shouldn't mention, that I think is helping in that seems to be helping. So we'll see. But
I've always been amazed and inspired by you, how well you've balanced family and being the CEO of a pretty big trucking company, and how you balance that. But I think what people would like to know as we look behind the wheel and get to know the personal side of you both, how do you decompress from being a female CEO in this male-dominated industry? You're well involved in the communities where you live here in Georgia and in Wyoming, and the charities that you're passionate about. You sit on several boards, so you stay very, very busy, with just work and giving back. But how do you decompress? What are some things you like to do?
I don't know. If you find out, let me know. No, I'm a faith person, so I decompress that way. I mean, my faith helps me decompress, and I love to walk and hike and be outdoors, and we have a little ranch in Wyoming, and when I can go there and look at those mountains and just enjoy nature, that's how I decompress.
Yeah.
But I like to stay busy. I always laugh and say I'm trying to outrun old age, so I like to stay busy.
Yeah. What about you, David? How do you like to decompress? What are some things you like to do?
I don't know. Is that a real word? Is that in Webster's dictionary? Decompress? I don't know.
I don't know, but we're going.
Yeah, we'll just go
today.
I know how you did it. You retired, and you won't even answer an email no more. So, yeah,
Yes, I do.
He's
When I look at them.
semi-retired.
yeah. When you look at them, I don't know. How do you decompress when you're getting 500 emails a day? And but the closest thing I can do is, that darn Elon Musk developed Starlink, right? God darn it, that just. I used to say I could go offshore fishing,
and not be bothered by it.
Yeah, but can't even do that no more because Tim got me a Starlink satellite thing to carry with me.
Did he really?
Yeah, he did.
Thanks.
I want one of those.
Did everybody hear that?
Yeah.
David can now be contacted around the world, around the clock.
Yeah.
So the next question is for both of you: what keeps you up at night, and what gets you up in the morning?
Well, what keeps me up at night is worrying about our drivers out on the road. I pray for them every day. And that's probably the thing that I worry the most about is what's happening out on the road. And I know we pull some big, heavy loads. We do some amazing work. They don't usually tell me about it till it's over with. But that's probably what keeps me up, is just worrying about the safety of all of our drivers out on the road. And the thing that gets me up of a morning is I believe that you have to get up every morning with a purpose. You've got to have a purpose in life. And that's another reason I don't want to retire is as I said, I love what I do and the people that I get to do it with.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. David? Keep you up at night and get you up in the morning.
Well, the dog. Yeah. No.
The dogs keep you up at night?
Well, they get me up in the morning. No. I mean, Mom Hiddix is pretty well the same. It's just the safety of our folks out on the road because, hey, I don't care what time it is. When you hit the sack, there's still we've got hundreds of folks that's still out there getting it, and and it don't matter what just because it's Saturday don't mean that everybody stopped. We've got hundreds and hundreds of people out there still getting it up and down the road. So it's just a constant thing that we have to be concerned about. So, that's pretty well what keeps me up at night. Just the challenges of, what our folks are dealing with.
But one of these, I think Caitlin might have mentioned that you play the harmonica. We might have to do something one time.
Oh, yeah.
To help get some music on here and do an episode on your harmonica. So that's what's fun about doing this podcast. We can do so many cool things and share with, our drivers and other drivers across this great country. So this podcast is going to be a lot of fun.
If you want to lose subscribers, let's just get me on here, belt out a couple 12-bar blues rips.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. We'll look forward to that.
All right. Well, Lee.
I think we're wrapping it up.
Yeah, we are. We appreciate both of you taking the time on this Monday to share with us all these your insights and to go down memory lane and to tell our listeners and our audience where this company and where this industry's heading. It's all been wonderful. So we want to encourage all of our listeners to subscribe to Transportation Nation and share this podcast. And if you have any questions that you'd like for us to ask or any ideas or any guest speakers, please share them with us at podcast@bennettig.com and we'll take a look at those and go from there.
Yeah, it's going to be great. So this has been a little bit longer than we had kind of anticipated. So I know we had talked about our next episode be about driver's appreciation, but this probably will be in 2 episodes. We'll probably do a 2-episode program, which is kind of exciting because you shared a lot of great information. We don't want to cut away from that. We want to make sure we share all of this. So it might be 2 episodes, but But yeah, one of the episodes we're going to bring you is driver's appreciation, because we do a lot around that, and we want to make sure we share about what we're doing there. So that's going to be really great. Mm-hmm. So again, thank you to Mrs. Taylor. Thank you for your time today. And again, as Caitlin said, David, thank you for being here and to share your amazing stories. It's been great today. I think we learned a lot about behind the scenes, what keeps you up at night, what gets you up in the morning, how we started this great organization, 51 years this year. So it's been great. So Caitlin, thank you for being the host with me. This has been a lot of fun. We have a lot of more work to do, a lot more episodes to work on, but they're going to be a lot of fun. So everybody out there, Transportation Nation, be safe until our next episode.
Be sure to subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or Amazon Music and never miss an episode. Together, we can move anything.